Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, honorable members of the committee. My name is Levi Bolton, Jr., and I represent the 2,300 rank and file members of the Phoenix Police Department by virtue of their employee organization, PLEA. I am a retired 32-year veteran police officer for the city of Phoenix. Today you're going to be voting on House Bill 2726, which has captured the attention of my members, their families, and police officers throughout the great state of Arizona. In my capacity as legislative liaison, I've attended stakeholder meetings in the Senate regarding this bill. PLEA is asking that you do not support this bill in its present form and defer a vote until other options discussing more palatable solutions can be introduced, which would include one submitted by the combined law enforcement communities represented at those stakeholders meetings. We understand that it should take into consideration the need for pension reform, which did not diminish benefits for the already into the system that may threaten the livelihoods of those who have honorably served and retired in law enforcement. We have met with PSPRS and have examined their actuarial assessment, including the assessment associated with our proposal, and have come up with one important conclusion. If this is mishandled, a hasty vote for the purposes of political expediency, a miscalculated decision that will have long-term and potentially devastating effects on the lives of the police officers, their families, and the communities they serve. The negative trickle-down effect upon the law enforcement community will be devastating. We've come here today to hear directly from you the value of your promise, the value of what you believe our service is worth to you, either made here today, yesterday, or those promises intended for tomorrow. We are here hopefully that those who have been trusted with our post-employment lives will not have bankrupted a promise given to us regarding our pensions and benefits we took when we made an oath of service. We are hemorrhaging law enforcement positions through forced reduction by attrition to meet budgetary constraints. We accept that. We have no immediate plans to replace them, but we must be reminded that this is not an automotive factory or a manufacturing plant. The dynamics of employment in law enforcement are vastly different. It takes 18 months to make a police officer. Police officers are this nation's 6th armed force. If you doubt this sobering fact, then you might need to take a trip to Washington, D.C., where over 19,000 names of those who have come before me and have paid the ultimate sacrifice, and that is their remembrance. Their service was not on distant shores, but neighborhoods and the streets of our communities. Law enforcement careers are losing their attractiveness, and now the greatest recruiting and retention tool will ensure that we can rely upon qualified, intelligent, and responsible applicants are being threatened by this bill. As you contemplate your vote here today, there are police officers, some of whom, and I'll have to include myself in that, who are in the winter of their lives, patiently waiting to see with the casting of your vote if I will outlive the possibility of a benefit you promised me. We ask you to vote no on this bill and remand this issue to continued discussions. But before, I'd like to say something on a personal note. When I've been run over and stabbed and crushed and beat up and done every other kind of things in the line of duty, I accepted that when I took this job. I knew that the person that I signed on with would not be the person I would retire with, my best friend, my college sweetheart. Most of us have an 80% chance of losing that special person in our lives. I did that. Most of us would have some kind of a deep and long-setting sense of personal illness, all job-related. I have that noticeable little twitch that I have. As many times as I've been crushed and banged and beat up, I accepted that. I knew that coming in. I won't live to my 80s. I knew that too. Please tell me that the promises, I didn't ask you for much when I took the job, and I accepted those things. All I ask is at the end of my career, let me do so with dignity and honor. And the promises that you made me, I'd like to hold you to them. I expect you to keep those promises today. Thank you.